Hello everyone, I'm Rachel. Welcome back to my soap making and DIY channel, and a special thank you to all of you new subscribers that have been joining me lately. This is a fun place to be, and today we're making a root beer float soap. We took a few weeks off from making stuff because we've been dealing with some health issues with my daughter, but I think things are finally starting to improve, so we're trying to get back in the swing of things. And I just recently taught a soap making class in Edgemont, South Dakota. We had a blast, and I wanted to show them a finished loaf and how to cut a soap. So that is what I made this root beer soap for, but I'll cut the rest of it here on this video. Now, even though it is wintertime and really coming down outside here at the moment, like I feel like it's been doing a lot this winter, we've already been thinking ahead to summertime and planning our entire garden. We love to grow as much of our own food as we possibly can, so we've already started our celery and onions and herbs, and we'll be starting our tomatoes and peppers in just a few days. So we put them on these grow shelves right here by our window, and then we have some supplemental red and blue spectrum lights and heating pads to put them on because we can't plant until June 1 around here. We're at pretty high elevation and a late frost. But yeah, thinking about summertime makes me think about root beer floats, one of my favorite things, and I don't allow myself to drink one very often, but when I do, it is heavenly. And the most legit fragrance oil I've found is Root Beer Float by Nature's Oil. I will put my affiliate link if any of you guys want to go snag yourself one. It discolors a little bit, which actually works out just perfectly for this. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll show you how I made this, and I'll give you some tips on what I did along the way, and I will leave the recipe in the description as well. Let's get started. First off, I'm going to be soaping in my kitchen this evening because it's been so cold in our basement lately. So I'm going to use my standard oil recipe. I generally do about a third coconut oil and a third olive oil and about 5% castor oil. And everything else is usually just a blend of whatever strikes my fancy, usually some shea butter and cocoa butter, and then a little bit of something else like avocado oil or hemp or sweet almond, something like that. But this time around, I'm using sunflower oil because I noticed a few weeks ago when I was frying eggs that the oil really bubbled up a lot compared to any other oil that I've fried with, and I found that interesting. So after further research, sure enough, sunflower oil makes a nice bubbly lather in soap. The only downside is that it does have a shorter shelf life, like 6 months or less. So that's just something to keep in mind, but considering this is a root beer float soap and it's extra bubbly, I thought that would be super fun to do for this. And let's be honest, root beer soap is one of the first to fly off the shelves when I have an in-person sale anyways, because everyone loves the smell so much. And I'm going to be using my tall, skinny mold that my husband made for me because I want it to look kind of like a tall mug of root beer. We are at kind of a medium trace right now, and I'm going to pour off just a little bit of it into this kaolin clay that I have dispersed just to keep it a lighter color so it looks a little bit more like some floating ice cream on top. And then the rest, I'm going to mix in a little bit of cocoa powder and then the root beer float fragrance oil, which is going to darken it up. And then I'm going to add some Himalayan pink salt into it. Not for exfoliation really, and it's not going to harden it up that much, but the pink salt kind of just leaves these little marks in it that kind of makes it look like some carbonation bubbling up, which is kind of fun. And then to finish this off, after I texture the ice cream looking top, I'm going to put some striped paper straws on top. Then I'll spray this down with some isopropyl alcohol and cover it just so it doesn't get soda ash. And I would recommend giving a little extra heat on this. I soaped at a lower temperature, just over 100 degrees. So it would be totally okay to insulate this with a blanket or pop it in the oven at the lowest setting and then turn it off and let it sit for a few hours just to help those colors pop. I did not do that, so I ended up getting a gel ring on this, which is okay because after it hit the air, it ended up darkening up and it was fine. But I just wanted to throw that out there as something to think about. And I ended up unmolding this after a couple days, but I didn't get to finish cutting it until like a week later. So I just added those Himalayan pink salt crystals into that, so I'm kind of mixing it up. If it was a little bit thicker trace, more of them would not have fallen so close to the bottom, so that's just something to keep in mind as well. But other than that, I think I've shared everything I wanted to share on this, so I'll let you enjoy some music while I finish this up, and then we will cut it together. So there is the final product. It turned out just like I was hoping and expecting, so this is exciting because that does not always happen. It darkened up nicely, and even though I cut this a full week later, it really wasn't that bad with this rock salt. It doesn't even act much like exfoliation. It's just kind of like nice and smooth, which I've made a recipe like this several months back and did something similar. So yeah, that works out really, really nicely for this. Thank you guys again for joining me on this soapy adventure today. I hope you're finding these fun and helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. All of those things, I love hearing from you, and it helps the algorithm find me so my channel can grow, which I greatly appreciate because this is my grocery money someday, I hope. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one very soon.